Alright, so alright, in this lecture we are going to excuse me, we are going to finish up with the character clothings. So let's start with the shoe. We're going to create a shoe now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the side view. I'm gonna press Shift A. I'm gonna bring in a plane. So obviously this is too big. I'm gonna scale it in like so, and I'm gonna bring it to the side. Okay, I'm gonna go to the side view. I'm gonna go to make sure I'm in a vertex mode. I'm gonna grab all of these and just make sure I'm in the X-ray mode. I'm gonna grab this, position it, grab this, and move it in the Y. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this and move it in the Y axis all the way to this point where the shoe stops, and maybe I could push this one a little bit inside like this, somewhere here. Okay, all right, so let me get rid of this. Okay, so let's look from the front. Grab this, move it in the X. Okay, maybe you could scale this in from the X axis and bring it towards here. Of course, the shoe is faced towards this direction, but if you could imagine the shoe facing front, it wouldn't be that large, so we would reduce the proportion from the front view this way. I think that would, because we want the shoe to fit nicely with the legs. Okay, so I'm gonna reduce this a bit more, something around here. Alright, let's look from the top view, from the side view. Okay, let's see. So from the side view, grab this, move it in the X. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this, move it in the Y axis up until this point. Starts to look very tall. Okay, that's fine. So I think the shoe is too narrow. We could move it aside a bit. We don't want it to be that narrow. Could shift this one by the side like this. So the guy is wearing a very long shoe, so we'll try to emulate that. So I'm gonna expand this a little bit, select it all, move it a bit to the center. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to add in some edge loops. So I'm going to add an edge loop to the middle. Okay, and I'm going to grab this vertex, these two vertices. Let me go to the top view so you see what I'm doing. Okay, hope you can see this. So I'm going to grab this and move it forward, the Y axis. I'm going to grab this and move it backwards like so, and then maybe you could expand this a bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add an edge loop around here. I'm going to add an edge loop around here. Okay, and I'm going to push this towards the back like so, and this one as well towards the back this way. and I'm gonna push this in a little bit. But this one could come out a bit more. Have it like this. Push this one to the back a bit more. And I'm gonna add another edge loop here and bring this to the side to give it some nice curvature. Maybe we could slide this a little bit like this. Okay. So we could do the same for here. And then what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna grab this vertex, these two vertices, and I'm gonna press the J key to join the vertices. Okay. Maybe I could slide this vertex to straighten it, so we can have a good topology. Let me see from the side. Okay, I think that's fine. I could move this one a little bit to the side. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the faces. Alright, the side view. Then I'm going to, okay, first of all, let's take a look at this. Okay, I'm going to extrude this upwards. Alright, so we have some thickness for the shoe. And then I'm going to go to vertices. I'm going to grab a whole lot of this, move it down. I'm going to grab this, move it down a bit like so. I'm going to grab this, move it towards the back like that. Maybe we could push this one back like this. Alright, we can even add edge loops to help us out a bit more if we wish. So I'm gonna grab this, take it up. Maybe I could rotate it a bit. Alright, so let's look again from the top view. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come to the bottom over here. I'm gonna select these faces from the side view, and let me toggle X-ray mode. I think I probably need to shift things a little bit more. Okay, then what we're gonna do, I'm gonna select this face, these two faces, and I'm going to let's see, I'm going to insert this area like so, and then I'm going to extrude it out like so. Okay, so let's see. Let me select these faces, and I'm gonna scale it in Y and move it towards the back. I'm gonna grab this vertex and position it in the right place like this. Okay, and then let's see, and I'm going to select these faces. Let's go from the front. Okay, I'm going to select these faces. side view, let's include this area as well. Let's select all of this, all these faces. Let's bring it up a bit more. Let's bring it up like this, and then adjust the proportions, the sizes, and all that stuff. Add additional edge loop around here to help us out a bit more with this. We could add an additional edge loop around here, and then I can use that to suggest the shape we see over there. Okay, then and now I'm going to add subdivision surface to these objects. I'm going to add 2 levels of subdivisions. I'm going to shade smooth. Let's go to the side view, toggle this, and then I'm gonna grab this, bring it down, go to the side view. So obviously we need to push this a little bit more to the front. Select this, push it up a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so let's look from the front and the side view. So now I'm going to select these 4 faces here. Actually, I'm going to add an edge loop at the back, like so, to harden this area, and I'm going to add another edge loop over here. Here, like so, and maybe we could add another one to the top like this. And maybe I could select all of these vertices at the back and push them backwards. See if that will help. Not really. Let's see. Okay, maybe I could select this area. See if I could slide this to get the curvature at the back. Let's adjust this area here, and I'll grab this vertex below here, and I'll move it back a bit. Okay, we could push this front like this and move it a little bit up, as well as this area here. Okay, all right, let's look from the side. Okay, so the bottom area here, from the side view, I'm going to add another loop. Tighten up this area here. I think we had just moved this unnecessarily. Let's push this out. Okay, right, let's push this in. And this area here, so from the top, you could push it forward like so. You could push this out. Push this out towards this direction, as well as this towards this direction. Okay, and we could come over here. Oh, I think we'll be careful when you push vertex. If not, you're just gonna push the ones that you most likely don't want to. So let's see if we push things back in order. Alright, grab this, push it to the back. Alright, we can push this one up a bit, or we could push it inside like so. So start to see that curvature there. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab these vertices, these faces, and I'm going to delete these faces right here. So we have an opening of the shoe, and I'm going to select the edges around here, and I'm gonna extrude and scale it in, and then push it down like so. So this is where the leg is going to fit in for the shoe. Okay, and you could grab these edges right here. We push them to the front a little bit, and this one here, could push it out, or maybe we just go to vertex. Let's grab the vertex here and push it out a bit to suggest that curvature. Okay, and of course the leg is gonna close in this area here. Okay, so let's see what else we could do here. Maybe we could add additional edge loop here, try to tighten this bottom area a little bit more. And this area is too straight. That's what I've noticed. I could bring it to the X, so it doesn't look too straight. Bring this out. Maybe could grab this too, bring it out a tiny bit. You could push this to the front. Okay, so let me check the side view. Alright, and this area is going in too much. We could bring it out to the X a little bit. Make sure we got the whole 36 there. so things don't go different ways. So I'm gonna grab this, move it in the X just a tiny bit. Okay, and I'm gonna grab these two vertices here. I'm gonna move it in the X just to suggest that area of the shoe, and this area could be going in like this. This area seems to be too close to each other there, so I can see some vertices you might need to push around. This one here, okay, this for this. What I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna grab this area here and I'm gonna slide it to the back like this. Okay, maybe a little bit more like so, and we could equally select this area here and just push it in towards the front, so we'll start to get this line going in, and we could do it for this area as well. Or what we could do, we could add additional edge loop to help us out. But I'm starting to see that if we